What's going on, everybody? Tim with Morphed Out Reptiles bringing you another episode to the Genetic Results series. This is going to be episode 17, so we're going to be showcasing Clutch 17 from the year of 2025. This one jumps back into that project that you might have seen a couple videos ago, and if you haven't, be sure to go ahead and do a binge watch. Hit the subscribe button right here. Go back in our genetic results folder under our profile, and you guys can go back and watch all the clutches that we've showcased this year. So like I was saying, this clutch goes off of the Shadow or Project S project that we've been currently working. So this is our second clutch for the year. This one's got a little bit crazier odds than the first clutch that we showed off, and a lot more animals made it through incubation, so we have a little bit more to go off of and be able to show you guys. So let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, so as we stated, clutch 17, and this is going to be from our Shadow or Project S triple het male hypoxanthic clown to a Shadow or Project S double het hypo clown female possible het xanthic. We have 8 animals that made it through incubation and were laid for us. So let's... Alrighty guys, so first up we have, I believe, again, knowing our luck, this girl's going into shed, so she's a little bit darker than what she is originally, but this is our first animal from this clutch, and this is a female. Obviously she's a clown. I believe she's holding the genetics, possibly a super version of that genetic. She's a little bit dark, so you can't really tell her short color, but you can see that head. The head is all blushed out and super dark. She's got a nice little knot, and it's a line in the top of her head, which we've seen before in this project. Awesome female that will be going into the holdback rack to further the clown part of this project. And she's also possible het xanthic and possibly het hypo. So gorgeous, gorgeous female. She's doing pretty well on feeding. Haven't had any issues with her. See the difference? So this is another female clown from that clutch. A lot lighter. Nice head stamp on it. I wish the other girl wasn't in shed so you guys could see basically what we're looking at. But even though she's in shed, you can definitely tell the darkness difference. This girl has that head stamp that's kind of wacky, whereas this girl, her head is very, very blushed out and dark. Very cool. But this girl, she is gorgeous. Happy with some clown females, as if you guys did watch the other video of the first clutch for this project, we did end up getting a male clown out of it, so we're super excited to have a nice trio of clowns for this project that are visual. Awesome girl. Very busy, weird pattern. She's got a nice head stamp, some blushing coming through on the dorsal. Alrighty guys, next up, this is our first hypo of the project this year, and I believe this to be one of this animal. This is a female. I believe this female to be holding that gene, either the Shadow or the Project S. You can see that nice cape, lightness on the head that goes back onto the neck. Unfortunately for this girl, she was born with a smaller eye. As you could tell, you can see the difference between the sizes of her eyes. It's a normal one, and we'll see if she'll let us get a smaller one. This happens. Nothing was really going wrong with incubation that we were able to notice, so just ends up being something that happens. sometimes, out of our control. She is eating not as strongly as the other ones. She's still on mice hoppers, but again, she is a hypo, which it's kind of hard to tell, but compared to the other one, she is visual hypo. So hopefully she keeps thriving for us and gets on a strong feeding response and continues to grow for us so that we can see how she ages. But happy to have the first hypo coming from this project this year. Now, next up, we have another hypo from the project. As you can see, we go back to that head. There's that light flaming and coloration that kind of jumps down to the side. This is another trait that we've seen in this project in quite a few animals. So I'm pretty confident that she has that gene. Moving along, we have another female. Now this girl is not visual hypo or anything. Um, Kind of a darker female. I do believe that this girl could be holding that same gene potentially. We're seeing a lot more darkness on the holding the gene versus just a normal. Um, so, but needless, another female from the clutch. This was definitely a female heavy clutch, which was kind of good. Um, Always nice for females, especially when that shadow gene has a super. So we're gonna need females to hopefully, if it ends up being shadow, hopefully we'll have a nice lineup of females ready to go, as we already have a decent collection of them. Next up, we have another female. As you can see, that little blushing coming back from the side of the back of the head. Not as vibrant as some of the other ones. This girl, I'm still on the fence about. I still think that this could possibly have that genetic in there, or possibly some of the hets are maybe coming through, which we are going to be testing most of these guys to see if they are holding those hets, the hypo, the xanthic, and the clown. Not really sure where we're going with this stuff yet, as we want to still pursue the gene in this project, but it also works if we can get lucky and get some stuff that's hypoxanthic. Maybe we can mix it into a true ghost project, which we've been looking to build. So another female. So next up, this is one of our boys from the clutch. Now this one I do not believe is holding that gene. I think this is just a normal. Obviously we see a little bit difference in the pattern, the alien heads, that kind of caping, blushing on the head is not there. And as far as coloration, it's not as dark as I would like to see. Basically has the typical color of a regular normal. So I'm leaning towards this one just being a normal. Obviously, it's possible het for clown, hypo, and xanthic. But this one right now is just labeled as a typical normal male. Nice healthy animal though. And last up, guys, from this clutch, this is another boy. Again, I'm not sold on this one holding that genetic. Some of them kind of have like a black pastel look to them, but I know it's not black pastel. We've been doing our due diligence with this project to keep a lot of genes out of it and try to work with just a base to try to get a better ID and hopefully hit a super out of it. But I'm leaning toward this one just being another normal male without that gene in there. But pretty nifty little project. Happy with the clutch results so far. So there we have it, guys. That was clutch 17 for the year. Not crazy odds, but again, we did end up with a pair of clowns from that project. We ended up with our first hypos from that project this year, so we're excited about that. I like to see Those hets kind of coming through proves out our female holding the hypo. Our male is already proven out for all his 3 hets. Now it's just to get them growing and see how they develop and get some genetic testing done to see if they're holding Xanthic. The non-visual clown girls, obviously, we'll see if they're holding clown to see where we can fit them into the project moving forward. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and we appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be the last episode this year. So